The delight on the pitch when Cody Gakpo makes it 4 somewhat dwarfs the context he makes it 4 in. League Cup, 3rd round, home. They have only 1 goal on the board, and they are down to 10 men. But that doesn't matter to Gakpo or his teammates who flock to him, because his season in front of goal is up and running. Gakpo was excellent here and excellent in Milan, and has been perfectly fine from the bench, in that from the bench can be hard. But being excellent when you are a forward isn't quite enough. You need and want goals. Goals aren't the cherry on the cake, they are the cake. They do indeed pay the rent, and Gakpo wants to do his share. He didn't want to reach October with a 0 in the column. It's important not to overlook this, to downplay its importance. It influences the game of every forward, albeit to differing degrees. No matter the manager and no matter the player, at some point a shortage of goals bites and destroys confidence. Gakpo has been brimming with confidence so far this season, but 1 goal led to a second and gives the manager the traditional good problem to have. Being honest, unless there is some bad news on the horizon, only the goalkeeper position is up for debate prior to Wolverhampton Wanderers. With that debate being, is it worth risking a listen at this stage of the season? Caoimhin Kelleher was quietly marvelous against West Ham United. He commands his 6-yard box oddly unobtrusively, in that he never gives it the big I am. He comes for a cross, drilled across his box, and gets his body behind it. His distribution is excellent on both sides, which is a clear improvement on his performances in the early part of last season. He looks comfortable in his skin, a top-quality number 1 in waiting. His run of games last season won't only have given him confidence, but a body of work to look back on, assess, and improve upon. The standards being what they are, the idea of time to assess and improve is massive and will be culturally drilled into these footballers and within that team within a team of the goalkeepers. Joe Gomez showed once again that he is indeed an expert central defender, and there should be no fears about any game where the decision is made to opt for him ahead of Virgil van Dijk. That isn't to say he is at Van Dijk's level, because no one is. It is to say that football teams across the world manage to win games and keep clean sheets without Virgil van Dijk. And that if we want the best possible Van Dijk for the longest possible time, then perhaps Joe Gomez starting ahead of him next week at Anfield against Bologna is no bad thing. First half, Curtis Jones played a bit too much like the version of Curtis Jones people have in their heads to have a pop at, but second half was marvelous. His every involvement in the second goal was exceptional, operating across 80 yards before the most delightful through ball put it on a plate for Diogo Jota. Jones can support in all 3 midfield roles, and this is something we may see across the next week.